Hello, welcome to this episode of Herald Cafe. Today we have with us the musician Susmit Sen. Welcome to our show and thank you
so
for your
much.
time.
Thank you so much.
It's great
for
to see you
having
in
me
Goa. How come you are in Goa? What happened?
I actually wanted to move out of Delhi and Delhi NCR for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the catalyst was my two kids,
Okay.
Tan and Tia, who are painters, and they were spending a lot of time out here.
Mm.
And they finally told us that they want to move to Goa.
Okay.
And that gave me this
The spark.
Spark. And we all decided.
Mm.
Within 3 months' time, we were in Goa, lock, stock and barrel.
Wow, that's quite a fast move.
Yeah, it was last year in February they came and told us. End of February we came for a recce, and 1st of March we were here. All 4 of us and our dog.
Right. Wow. And you have been coming to Goa for a long time, and you have done some programs also here before.
Have performed many a times.
Yes.
Yeah, many a times in Goa.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, what is the magic of Goa that have attracted you?
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Therefore, I have chosen to be not to be very close to the beaches.
Mm-hmm.
Although I love the beaches, I
Mhm.
do go there very often. But didn't want to be a part of the louder part of Goa, I would
Got
say.
it.
And this is Para. I'm surrounded with greenery, paddy fields. Beautiful it is.
Yes.
So much of wildlife, birds.
Waking up to the bird songs.
Yeah, and this house actually, it's a dead end. So
Okay.
there is no traffic. So you
Got
don't
it.
get to hear any traffic whatsoever.
Mm.
So it's like living in a city but still in a village.
So when we were saying living in a city, I was always assuming that Goa has less recording studios, less equipments than the Bombay or Bangalore or Delhi where we have come from. Is it kind of a like a pulled you back somehow in your production?
Not really. When we planned to come here, at that point of time, I did not think about all this. But then my next album started brewing, and we needed a recording studio, and I went to this studio called Studio Ka, which is towards the end of Asagaon.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. The location is just superb. It's on the top of a hill, and the equipment was good enough for us to record. And what was brilliant was that Miti Adhikari decided to produce the album, which is quite a boon, and you must be knowing about Miti.
Yes.
Miti has
He-
worked
yeah.
with Pink Floyd, Nirvana,
Foo
Pearl Jam.
Fighters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Every big band he has worked with.
yeah, he's quite amazing.
And you, is that a coincidence happened that you met Miti Adhikar in that studio, or it was like a plan?
Somebody suggested
Okay.
that
okay.
I should work, and they called him, and he agreed,
Nice.
which was lovely.
And tell us about the new album. You are naming it Azaadi. Why
Right.
are you naming it Azaadi? Is like Azaadi that given you out of Delhi to here you found Azaadi?
Yeah, you can say something like that. But Azaadi, because the person who wrote the song was Bankim Chandra,
Okay.
who was from the eastern part of Bengal before independence,
Which is Bangladesh
which is now
now.
Bangladesh.
Yes.
And then the person who has the tune that we have used in this was composed by V.D. Paluskar,
Okay.
who formed Gandharv Mahavidyalaya in the 19th century in Lahore.
Okay, in Lahore. I was
So
thinking
that now
Harwar. Is it
Lahore, and that is now Pakistan.
Mm.
So basically, it's a kind of a question that I'm throwing to the audience: that what do you think Azaadi means? Is it inclusive or exclusive?
Is it that geographical borders define us, or our mental
Yeah.
capacity to open?
Absolutely.
Nice. And it's a 8-track album? What?
No, it's a 4-track album.
It's a 4-track album?
It's a 4-track. My numbers are long. So
Okay.
So each one of them averaged more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's still more than 40 minutes.
And what
And
about
the first number is already out.
Okay.
So it is already out. It's a piece which is in Konkani. I chose to do it in Konkani because this is the way I would like to give it back to Goa, what Goa has given me. So it was written by somebody called Umesh Sardesai. He's the son of a very famous Konkani writer called Manohar Sardesai.
Yes. Lok Kavi Manohar.
Right.
Yes.
Kavi. So, so it was really a pleasure to have him on board. So that's how it turned out. And then 3 more numbers are yet to be released. I've been told that December is not the right time to release the rest. So early January we'll be releasing the other 3.
And these recordings you were doing in Asagaon itself, in that studio itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And tell us about your band, Susmit Sen Chronicles.
Yeah, so out here, once I came here, things have changed a bit, not too much, but yes. I met up with this lovely drummer called Carlos Gonzalez.
Yes.
And
Mapsa boy.
Mapsa boy, absolutely.
Yes.
Born and brought up.
Yes.
And he's still living in the same house where he was born.
I think his wife is also Bengali.
Yes. His wife is Bengali. And so, and a wonderful person.
Yes, he's nice.
Person.
Yes.
So he's been playing with me. So I found another person called Tatiana who plays the piano. She's an amazing pianist from Russia. So she's been playing with me. And then there is Sudhir and Gayatri who have been performing with me for a long time.
Okay.
So that consists of course Sudhir also plays certain parts on the keyboards, sings beautifully, and Gayatri is a singer.
But not all of them stay in Goa. They they come and like perform.
Yeah. Whenever there are shows and wherever they are, they fly from their places.
And I would just want to ask you, say you do big shows, across the world, across India, pan India, like internationally you do shows, and the connectivity to Goa is okay. Like you can easily go from here, time wise, everything is like, rather than staying in a city.
The prices of flight prices are on the higher side, but we have to deal with it.
Okay.
We have to deal with it.
Okay.
You win some, you lose some. So apart from that, it's beautiful.
And
for the recording also, I had flown everybody down, and we had workshops out here. We had practice sessions. So it worked out really, really well.
So I would also like to ask you that you said you were for Azaadi, those tracks you were letting out one by one. Any program of releasing it as a whole? Are you planning anything?
It is going to be a whole album. In today's date, when the releases are all digital, it does not really matter whether you actually give it at one given point of time or you stagger it. So out here the music company thought that it would be better to stagger it. And also I must not forget to tell you that the person who has sung this Konkani song is somebody called M.D. Pallavi, who is very famous in Karnataka and the whole of the south of India. And she's an amazing singer, and she's been a friend for some time. We had worked together about 4 years back also, and she also happens to have grown up in Goa till the age of 16.
Okay.
So she was quite familiar with the language.
Konkani.
And what she's done to the 2 songs that I had asked her to sing is phenomenal.
And when do you think Goan audience can hear you sing live all these songs?
Whenever Goan audience asks me to come and invites me to come and perform in front of them.
Okay.
But yes, I am performing on the 25th of January at the Museum of Goa, MOG. So I went and saw the place, beautiful, amazing artwork out there. Subodh Kerkar, who started this 10 years back, so it's their 10th anniversary also. So that's quite a coincidence. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping as many Goans
should come and see you. Yeah. Of course, I will ask my audience to come and see this thing. Also, I would like to see there's this SS guitar you have, a brand dedicated to your name, and you are a self-taught musician. That is what I read about on the interviews.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I would like to know a little bit of your creative process, how you think about the approach to music. Like if you're trying a new song, do you have a holistic vision first, then you break it up and do in parts?
Holistic approach, like the whole album in my mind?
No, the whole song.
Whole song, yes, obviously. Whenever I
yeah.
compose something, till the time the whole overall structure
Yes.
is ready, I would not call it a composition. A composition happens, and it can be defined as a composition only when there is a structure. Okay. Within the structure, there is a lot of improvisation that happens, and that definitely happens. But the structure is very, very, very important. So. But then when I invite all these people to come, my band members and even collaborations like Pallavi, then they bring their own characteristic into that.
True.
So within that structure, whole structure, they bring in their own individualistic character.
It sounded like a democratic federal process, you know, like small parts coming together to make a whole thing, whether you as the leader, where you have the mental idea of that you need to do it.
Kind of, yes.
And I would like to know, who are your influences while you were growing up? Frank Zappa or somebody like...
Not Frank Zappa, definitely.
Okay.
I grew up with lots of different kinds of music, but during late school I got very, very entrenched into Indian classical, although I have never learned Indian classical. So Indian classical has influenced me a lot. So when I started playing the guitar, after a few years when I was playing some Beatles and Bob Dylan on the guitar, I realized that this is not my calling. So I started trying to simulate what I used to hear in these classical concerts. And the classical concerts were, you know, I saw some of the greatest musicians perform live at their peak. Nikhil Banerjee, Ali Akbar Khan, Mallikarjun Mansoor, and then Bhimsen Joshi, Kumar Gandhar. So that used to take me to another world. So that was, I think, one of the main influences. But yes, I'm sure rock, folk, a lot of folk. My father used to travel a lot. He used to get me LPs from all over the world. That used to influence me. You know, Russian music, German music, and there were music from China, Japan. So these are the things that really, really affected me.
Like following up on that, no, that you got the ideas of the folk music, and often whenever I read about your description, they call it rock raga, you know, rock raga kind of a thing. What do you have to say about that? The like Rock Street Journal also tell that the founder of rock raga kind of a genre. What do you have to say about that? Is it like a subset of that?
Look, I have never been able to put my music into any particular genre, and and whenever I've tried to do that, I've seen that I almost limit myself. I do not want to.
Got it.
I want to be free completely. But whoever wants to call my music in whatever way, they're free to do that. A lot of people think that a new genre should be, you know, they should name a new genre which is my kind of music. Because my music is neither classical nor is it pop.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They are not 2-3 minute long numbers. My average length of a piece is not less than 10 minutes. Right. So, and the way I slowly build up these pieces, it's almost like telling a story.
Got it.
It's almost that with each number telling a story.
Somehow it embodies the spirit of Azaadi. I think that whole Azaadi concept of Azaadi has come into this like genre defying music, you know, and doing it and what I personally like is that you have created your music and there are people appreciating it. It must be such a contentment for your heart that people are listening to your music. You know?
And that is always there.
Yes.
When you get the appreciation from the listeners, it is always a pleasure to hear that.
Yes.
And their interpretations, each one of them are very, very different. So that process I really like, yes.
So in this new album, you've said two Konkani songs. One is Saiba Tandila and another one is?
Another one I have not yet named it.
Okay.
But Umesh, again that also has a romantic touch to it.
Okay.
And Umesh, being Umesh, he has for the first time led me into making romantic songs in my life.
Okay.
But it is also beautiful, no doubt about it.
And the other songs are in Hindi and English?
No, one is in Tamil,
Okay.
written by this singer who's been singing with me, Gayatri.
Okay.
Gayatri Natarajan. So she herself has written those, because she came and heard, we were practicing, and she started singing the tunes that I was asking her to sing.
Okay.
And ultimately she came up with these lyrics,
Okay.
which kind of has a negative connotation till the end.
Okay.
But at the end, it's all about a woman saying that, I do not see any light. Okay. There's nothing there for me anymore. But at the end, she says that I will now lead my life with my own conviction and my own directions.
Okay. Okay.
So that is one. And the fourth one is
Instrumental.
Azaadi.
Okay. Fourth one is Azaadi.
Azaadi, which is Sanskrit.
Yes.
Because Vande Mataram is
Yeah.
in Sanskrit.
Cool. So I think we are coming to an end of this conversation, and I would like to know about now Carlos Gonzalez plays with you. Are you also and Goa has such a huge heritage of music. In that paper article, you have said that Western influences as well as that
Yes.
classical,
Look,
Kesar by Kerkar se leke everybody.
Kesabai Kerkar, Kishori Amunkar,
Yeah.
Shobha Guttu,
Yes.
the Mangeshkar family, they all hail from Goa.
This Konkan region, Dharwar,
Yes,
Konkan, this
amazing.
Belgaum, this
Amazing.
region, and were Western
That's a huge number of world famous artists coming
And-
from
and
just one small little
small
place.
little-
It's
true.
almost like Dharwar.
Yes.
Dharwar, you have Bhimsen Joshi,
Yes.
Gangubai Hangal,
Yes.
Mallikarjun Mansu. They were all born within a year's time
Yes.
in Dharwar itself.
Yes.
And such amazing.
Yes.
Now we have another person from Dharwar. His name is, how can I forget his name? Anyways, it will come to me.
Yes.
He's an amazing singer
Okay.
also. What Kumar? Something Kumar.
Sorry, I'm also
Yeah,
bad to give you a clue.
Yeah, but
And to carry on, and on the western side, because the Portuguese taught the Goans how to compose, how to write in notations and all, whole 1960s, 1970s.
did they actually
Yes.
teach them notations and things
Yes,
like
that is how all this
Okay.
Bollywood music had all our
Okay.
Gonzalvezes, Mascarenas ruling the scene. They got jazz, they got swing, they got layers of violin, layers of trumpet on the
but
tracks.
at that point of time, actually, Portuguese did not know about jazz. Jazz is a phenomenon which started about 70 years back, 80 years back. Right.
Yeah. What I want to say that if in that time of 1960s Bollywood music, they have started writing the music so that they can have a whole
Yeah,
orchestra.
that I know.
Yes.
A lot of Goan
Yes.
musicians,
Yeah.
they can read, write, not just read, write music, but they are phenomenal musicians. I know there is a guy called Rocky who plays more than 35 instruments, and
Wow.
each one of them perfectly well. I've seen him play the lead guitar with a band, doing a better job than the other lead guitarists who play with those bands. Bass guitar, fabulous.
Nice.
Then he, what do you call, melodica, keyboards.
Okay.
I've seen him doing that.
Okay.
And when I spoke to him, others, he's not a person who boasts about himself.
Uh-huh.
He can play more than 30, 35 instruments. Wow.
Nice.
It is a very rare capability that any musician can have.
Are you meeting new Goan musicians here?
I have, in fact, tomorrow itself I'll be meeting a percussionist from Goa.
Okay.
So yeah, slowly and steadily I am meeting more and
Maybe
more.
later on collaborate with them to do something. Maybe
Yes.
plans.
Yes.
And any, because of your years of tajurba, years of wisdom, years of experience, any message to the Goan musicians? The upcoming, maybe not only Goan, maybe upcoming musicians.
I would say that please try and do your own music. Because when you do other people's music, you're expressing other people's emotions. You can interpret it in your own way.
Okay.
But if you can compose your own stuff, you will be expressing your own emotions and experiences. Because I've seen some of the finest musicians Western musicians
yes.
coming from Goa.
Yes.
But I do not know why they shy away from composing their own numbers. So that is what I would like to push them towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Great. It's a great piece of advice for. I hope our Goan musicians come forward and do their own stuff. Thank you for your time, Susmita, and I would like to see your guitar.
Absolutely,
Yes?
absolutely. You want me to get it here? I can get it here.
We'll go.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes. Thank you.
This particular guitar is a Taylor which I bought sometime around 2003 or 2004, 2003 most probably. Could be 2002 also, from Singapore. And I've played Genie with this one, and even Black Friday was on this. Right. So this is the Taylor. Then I will show you some others. This is a vintage Martin, which is almost, in a few months' time, it will become 40 years old. And this particular guitar I had used for the first album, the self-named album, then Desert Rain and Kandisa. And it has a sound to die for.
I'm sure.
I don't use it anymore because this does not have a cutaway. Okay, normally this cutaway that makes helps me reach out to these frets. But since this is not, I stopped using it. But it is also a priceless guitar. So this is what you call the Yamaha silent guitar. Yeah, it's called the silent guitar because when it is not amplified, it has no sound. So I bought this guitar, I think again, probably I was the first person who bought this guitar in the country. And then at this point of time, almost every second band has it. This I bought in 2006 because I was traveling so much. It was very difficult to carry a heavy guitar with me. So it's a guitar without the body. So without amplifying it, it does not have a sound as. So
Body doesn't make any difference with the sound. How?
to some extent, yes.
Okay.
That's why the Dehradun guitar is a Dehradun guitar.
Got it.
Okay. So this is dismantleable. Right. So it comes out like this. And this becomes a very light guitar to carry.
It's a Yamaha, is it?
It's a Yamaha. The amount of this Yamaha silent that Yamaha has sold in the country, because of me using it, they should be paying me a royalty.
Often you have seen you in this guitar, you know, like the audio of the body. It has an image that's stuck in our head when you play it.
And this is the guitar that I play now.
Okay.
This is made by David Murray. He himself is a very modest person, so he never says that he's made it. He says that his team made it. So that's in Dehradun. Yeah, so he's embossed my signature.
Yes, your signature guitar.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is one of a kind in the world.
Is it in mass production now, like, or just for?
I'm not very sure whether he's getting orders for this particular model or not, which I have not really found out.
But there's a series of guitars.
Supposedly, yes.
Wow, what an honor it is to have.
Yeah, I know. You know, at one point of time, a lot of these, say, Gibson asked me to endorse their guitars.
Yes.
Then Yamaha also asked me to do that. But when a master luthier comes and says that I want to make a guitar for you, that's another honor. Yep.
Thank you for showing us all this precious thing, and I hope Goan audience will see on Jan 25th.
Yeah, yeah.